Hey everyone, I can't believe this will be one of the last check-ins that I have for our class. Do remember that our course ends this Sunday. Everything is due by noon, so that includes the final project and any work that you have not yet completed. That's all due by then, because at that point I will have to start to calculate final grades for our class. Let's see. I did post a sort of extra credit activity in the activity feed here in Brightspace. So that's right on the front page of the course. You just scroll down to the activity feed where I've added a couple of videos, the question about whether the Oñate statue is a primary or secondary source, and so on. So please take advantage of that opportunity if you want to. I've given you a chance to write a 100-word story, so a short story based on something to do with New Mexico history. So this is a chance to be a bit creative, and I've given you examples of a couple that I tried to do a few days ago. So there's that. I did want to apologize that I've been a little bit less speedy about getting feedback to you on assignments the last couple of days. Yesterday I was on an American Historical Association panel, a virtual panel for their virtual conference about online teaching and learning. You may have seen a little bit about that on Twitter because I was posting about it, not under the course hashtag, but just under my Twitter handle. So I was doing that yesterday, and then today we have the, what do we call this? Our annual conference through the Center on Teaching and Learning at CNM that we're all required to attend, and so I'm also attending that right now on this other screen over here. So just to let you know kind of where I'm at. If you have any questions, though, I'm still responsive to email or text messages or however you want to get a hold of me that way. We're finishing up Unit 6 today, and then you'll have the rest of the class, the rest of the time on Saturday and Sunday morning to complete the final project. Do remember that the final project is a digital annotated bibliography. So that means that for each of your sources, you need to have the sources as laid out in the instructions. So one primary source, two academic secondary sources, two or three other secondary sources, and one or two social media sources if you were able to find them, as I talked about a little bit in a previous video. And then for each of those sources, well, let me back up. You need to write an introduction paragraph for your annotated bibliography that kind of explains what your topic is, why you're interested in it, and then you need to directly answer your research question in that intro paragraph. So remember that we're kind of setting things up so that you could write a research paper, but that's not what you're being required to do. So your answer to your research question is your thesis statement. That's what you would use as a thesis if you wrote a research paper or a research post online, since we're using digital formatting here. And so what you'll do for the annotated bibliography then is you'll have that introduction that has the thesis statement, and then you'll use that thesis statement in each of your annotations for each of your sources. So an annotation is just a written explanation of the source. Each annotation should have a brief discussion about what the source covers. So what does this source contain about your topic? Then you need to explain how and why you found the source credible and reliable, and then explain how the source helped you to answer your research question. It may be that not all of your sources really helped you answer your research question, so it's okay to say this one didn't help as much, this one did more, and that's kind of the idea, is to weigh the sources. These were the most valid, the most important for helping me understand this particular question. This is why. You can also have a little bit of sources talking to each other, meaning that this source comes at this topic from angle X, whereas this other one from angle Y, and as I read them together, it helped me get a different understanding of the question, something like that. So again, let me know if you have questions. I'm looking forward to reading your projects and to a strong finish to our intersession.